Welcome back to the Broncast, a podcast all about the Ford Bronco. I'm your host, John Melton.
And I'm Donnie Whiteman.
We are two Bronco enthusiasts who own Broncos. We work on Broncos, and we just love talking about Broncos from Generation 1 all the way through Generation 6. Our sponsor for this episode is Tom's Off-Road. Tom's Off-Road has every part that you need to fully restore your Ford Bronco.
In this episode, we're going to be talking about, well, wait a minute. This is the first episode.
This is.
Of 2024. This is a big deal.
It is. Welcome to 2024, everyone. We're a little late. I mean, it's a few days after 2020.
Yeah.
After the first of the year, but, still, it's going to be good.
It was a hard new year.
It was a hard new year.
New Year's Eve.
We needed a couple weeks just to recover.
That's right. Well, what's really cool, I think, about going into next year is we have all these changes. So you want to tell them about just a couple?
We'll see what we end up with, but yes, we'll see what we accomplish. But yeah, we're going to change up the podcast a little bit. It's still going to be, the similar format that everyone has come accustomed to in the last year or so. But we're going to switch it up. So we're not going to be doing 4 episodes a month. We're going to be doing 2 episodes a month. So if you just listen on, wherever you listen to your podcast, you're only going to get 2 episodes a month. But what we're doing is we're actually going to film it and throw it up on the YouTube channel and break it up into different videos. So if you're listening to this now, go and look for the Broncast on YouTube. Give us a little follow, and it'll help us out. But yeah, we're gonna be throwing stuff up on YouTube and doing kind of changing up the format every now and then. But also the episodes are gonna be more in depth, and we're going to do more stuff in the episode. It's not just going to be the two of us sitting at the desk all day. We're going to do stuff. We're going to get out. We're going to drive Broncos. We're going to go to Bronco shops. We're going to go to events. I don't know why I'm talking with my hands like this, but we are.
We're going to triple down this year. We're going to go to 3 times as many events and
3?
Places.
Yeah, I thought just the math. 2 times.
No, it's like triple. You count all the Bronco shops we're going to go to.
Oh, well, true.
That really puts us over.
All right. There you go.
And I think the really big news is we noticed that we almost get more plays or streams from YouTube. So we're going to take our new episode format that has 3 segments to it, and we're going to post videos of each segment. So if you want to look specifically for something, it might help us stay on task and focus too. We'll
Very
see.
true.
Might not. We have to just bag the whole thing.
Yeah.
We're going to try.
Yeah. We'll see. It's a good year to change things up. Everyone goes into 2024 and hey, I need to work on myself. Right. And, I'm doing my bone broth cleanse currently, where all I drink is bone broth for 3 days.
You switched from bourbon?
Yeah. Well, I had to take a 3-day break,
yeah.
So that's what
You're doing you're going to cleanse your bones?
Yeah. Cleansing the old bones, cleansing the gut, as Dr. Axe would say. Getting into it. What have you been working on since Christmas, or doing, or liking, or have you?
What? Any that I can talk about?
Yeah. What have you been licking?
Well, I can tell you, since the end of last year, we started using our new lift that you and I got.
Yeah.
The Coates 10,000 pound 2-in-1 lift. And we're setting up a little shop over there. So that's all in progress, but super handy.
Yes.
Didn't know how much I wanted to lift. I mean, in theory, you're like, oh yeah, it'd be nice to have, but everything goes on the lift now and it goes up. And when we're looking at Broncos, we're going to raise them up on the lift and take you underneath trucks.
Yeah.
And,
it really is instead of crawling around on the floor, you just get, lift your Bronco up and you can walk under it. It's pretty crazy. I've put mine up there a couple times and I haven't done any work on it. I've just pulled it in and lifted it up, and I'm like, I love this.
Oh, you made a great post about it.
Yeah,
so
a little Instagram post. Yeah,
with your green Bronco on the left.
Yep. Yeah, so that's kind of the thing is we're gonna be putting stuff up on the lift and talking about it and driving stuff and In a minute, we'll drive my Bronco. But first, I need to just tell a quick story. So Christmas, we went through the Christmas season, and now obviously we're far out of that and no one's listening to Christmas music anymore. So my wife and I went to a couple of Christmas parties, and one of them was ugly sweater and white elephant party. And so I, of course,
gift,
white elephant gift.
Don't know what you're getting.
Yeah. So I have, of course, I wore the Tom's Off-Road Bronco Christmas sweater, which if you haven't seen that, I think I'm sure they still have it on their website, but it was on sale a little bit ago for like $50. But it's like a legit sweater. It's very warm. So it's not ugly. It's beautiful because it's Broncos. But I wore that. We had to get a white elephant gift. And, white elephant, is where you all bring gifts, you draw numbers, and someone picks your gift or picks a gift and opens it in front of everyone and all that. So my wife and I have a weird sense of humor. More me. It's probably me.
She's like, what?
Yeah. So a few years ago, I brought a white rat as my white elephant gift.
In a box?
And put it in a box. But the rat chewed through the box and got out into the house while we were at the party.
Like, how hard can it be to find its white?
Oh my gosh. And so
they got the box.
So they open up the box
it?
and there's nothing in there. And they're like, an empty box. And my wife and I are like, oh my gosh. And we were like, it was a mouse. It wasn't a rat. We brought a white mouse. And this lady was like, oh my gosh, I found it in the house and let it go outside because I was like, these people have mice in their house. And so it was amazing. So we learned from that experience. And this year, totally different people, totally different, scenario. I was like, I'm going to up this. And so I bought a hamster and a hamster ball.
Or you went bigger.
I went bigger. Yeah. So I bought a hamster and a hamster ball. But even before, like when I went to go buy the hamster, like I didn't realize, like you buy a mouse, no one cares. You buy a hamster, like they're serious. So I go up to the desk and I'm like, yeah, I just need to get a hamster. And she's like, okay, and starts asking me all these questions. Do you have a habitat for it? She's grilling me on this hamster. And I'm like, this is for a white elephant gift. I didn't say that, but I'm like, oh yeah, no. We have hamsters at the house. We already have everything that we need. And she's like, oh great, perfect. You're just replacing a hamster. And I'm like, yeah, we're just replacing a hamster. And she was like, are there other hamsters in the habitat with the hamster that this one's going to go into? And I'm like, yeah, heck yes, there are, obviously. And she's like, oh, no, you can't have two hamsters. Yeah, you can't have two hamsters in the same habitat. I'm like, oh, no, I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. They're in separate habitats, but they touch.
They're together.
they're together, but separate.
They have separate beds.
And she's like, oh, okay. And I was like, ma'am, I'm going to be honest with you. This is for my kids. I just was told to go get a hamster. I have no idea what questions, I need to answer. And she goes, oh, okay. So she was like, she goes and, I have to like sign my life away for I'm like signing all these things. I'm like, if I don't read them, I did. I was like, if I don't read this, I won't feel bad. So I didn't read it. I just signed everything. And she's like, okay, let's go get the hamster. So she opens the cage, reaches in there. The hamster bites her.
Yeah, like that's the one for my kids.
Yeah. And I've been thinking in my mind, I don't want this hamster. Like, man, if I was buying this for my kids, I would not want it. But it bites her, and she's like, and swears. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. She's like, it's okay. So she's reaching in there with the other hand. Well, I look, and the hand that is bit is dripping blood all over the store. I mean, like dripping, like drip, like just bleeding nonstop. And she's like trying to get the hamster with the other hand. Then she's like, I'll use a box. So she grabs this box, blood's all over the box. Just blood was all over the floor. And finally she's like, I'm going to go get a Band-Aid. I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. You should.
My arm's going nuts.
Yeah. And so one of her other coworkers comes and she's like, oh, was she getting you a hamster? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I can get that for you. And then she looks around at all the blood. And she's like, let me first clean this up. And so I'm like, good Lord, trying to get a hamster is taking forever. So long story short, long story long. I get the hamster, I buy it, put it in the ball. And I mean, this thing is awesome. I wrap it up in a box, to where you open the box and you just see a hamster ball, and it was a clear hamster ball. So we take it to the party. And I'm not sure what kind of party this is. Like, there's a lot of California implants in Tennessee now. So I'm not sure what the response will be. No offense, you Californians. I lived there for a while too. But I'm not sure what the response will be. So I'm like, okay, we're going to play this cool and don't give it away. Like, my wife and I are like, we're not going to give it away that we got this, because it could go horribly wrong. So the girl picks our present, opens it up, and goes, a hamster ball, and lifts it up. And everyone kind of pauses for a minute and a hamster ball. And she goes back and she's looking in the box to see if there's anything else. And the ball is above her head. She's holding it up, and the hamster starts moving inside the ball.
Squeak, squeak,
and
squeak,
the
squeak.
room erupts. I mean, it was like everyone screamed, and everyone just went crazy, and it was the perfect response, and the whole room loved it. And so yeah, it was pretty amazing. And for all you humane people, the lady did not want the hamster, so we actually took it back and returned it to the pet store. My wife walks in with the hamster and the ball,
the killer
and goes,
hamster,
and goes, I need to return this. My husband bought the wrong one. And lo and behold, the lady working the counter had bandages on her hand. And she goes, oh, I know this hamster.
He's the kind of guy we usually take hamsters away from.
Yeah. And there's blood on the receipt for her, from her. So there's my Christmas story. Sorry, that was a long one, but well worth it. Okay. Let's head out, and I want you to drive my Bronco and take it for a little test drive and see how it drives.
We're going to kick the year off with a Bronco evaluation of Jon's Bronco.
Yeah.
So for all of you that has seen his Bronco, now you get to ride along inside while I drive it. I haven't driven it yet.
Yeah, I know.
So.
It'll be your first.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Oh, listen to that thing start right up. So that's definitely EFI. What EFI do you have on this?
This is the Edelbrock Pro Flow 4. Flow.
Everybody has trouble saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, I touch anything, it just starts right up.
Yeah.
I was putting gear and go.
Yeah.
So if you ever wanted to ride in Jon's famous green Bronco, here you are.
Here you go.
Riding around.
That's right.
Should I test Jon's brakes at a busy intersection?
So the brakes are, they work. Like, I just put the new big brake kit on there, and they are better, but they're still not great because the vacuum isn't working.
Oh.
So it's basically manual brakes right now.
Do I weigh enough?
Yeah. Can you feel the tire on top?
Yeah.
Like,
actually,
it literally rocks the body.
I feel like we're on a safari.
Yes, yeah. Looks really cool, but
It's got really good power.
it
I'm
does.
going to guess that's around 176 horsepower.
Well, let's say 167.
167. I was trying to give you some extra horsepower.
Yeah,
there.
oh yeah. Yeah, can you feel the lack of
That's
vacuum?
typical Broncos have
Yes.
no brakes.
Yeah.
So it's a little tippy. Do you have sway bars?
No sway bars yet,
Okay,
so
all right.
that's on the list. Yeah, I mean, that's high on the list. I think that'll be the next upgrade, is putting the sway bars on there. But even without, it tips a lot just because of how it is, but it still handles really well. And you can take corners relatively quick.
The steering's really nice. I
it
can
really?
do this with one finger.
Okay, yeah.
You got it all sorted out. There's no play in the column. So
You can pull this way on the column though.
I can telescope it.
Yeah,
while
like
I'm driving.
Pull it towards you. Can you feel that little bit of
Tiny
movement?
bit.
It's a tiny
Yeah.
bit.
It's better than the clunk this way or up
Yeah,
and down.
yeah.
So no, it feels good. Look, no hands.
Yeah. I still need to redo all my geometry because it's all off. I forget what I was working on, but changed some geometry, and now I need to go back through and redo it all. But
We've got. Are we going on the interstate or no? Yeah.
oh yeah, you are.
Sure?
You're gonna floor it on the interstate.
Here's all the brakes. Oh. You could use a booster.
It could use Hydro Boost, so
Or a
that's
Hydro
also
Booster.
on the list. Is the Hydro Boost, and actually, yeah, feel the because Hydro Boost, what it does is it pulls your power steering fluid,
Yeah.
and that's what it uses instead of
So it's hydraulic assist.
instead of the vacuum from the engine, like it actually does that, and so it works better. Although our buddy Rob Matthews says manual brakes on a Bronco are all you need. He says if you
You're a man.
if you tune them
That's all you
properly,
need.
it's all you need. So
He's also like 6'5",
Yeah.
220 pounds.
yeah, he's able to manhandle a
He can open the door, put his foot outside, and stop his truck.
Yeah.
I can't even reach the ground.
the tales of Rob Matthews.
They get larger.
Yeah, they're getting bigger.
Runs good, idles good. I love EFI. I really like the tires
Yeah,
and the wheels. It's super smooth.
not too noisy. Like
No, it's
again,
super quiet.
Yeah, it's the BF Goodrich all-terrain, so they're not super knobby, not super noisy, but they look good. So yeah,
Just past 2 police cars.
yeah,
Can I still punch it?
sure you can do it.
Think they'll hear it?
Do it. They're not coming.
There it goes.
It takes forever to shift. And then when it does, you almost lose it.
Yeah. It's like driving a dragster. Yeah, that was about 60. Shifted really high. I was looking at you like, do we have another gear? It's gonna shift, right?
It'll shift. That was all first gear.
Yeah.
Then it hit second, then it hit third.
So what transmission's in here?
So this is the C4 automatic transmission. One of these days I'll get around to putting an AOD or a 4R70W in there. That's the goal. I'm gonna put heated seats in here, which will be really nice, like today when it is very cold. And
Well, it's like 32 degrees.
yeah, I mean cold
Very
for
cold
Nashville.
for Tennessee,
Yeah.
It could snow.
It could snow.
Very
My
good.
kids are hoping it'll snow. There's some more cops. What is going on today?
Everywhere.
What is today? Wednesday?
I heard there was
Thursday.
a green Bronco out raising
I
hell.
actually know a couple of the Franklin police, and they joke with me because if a cop sees me, they'll report it on the radio because they all love the Bronco.
Oh.
Like they'll literally be like, "Oh, there he is, green Bronco on Mac Hatcher," and he's like my buddy who's a Franklin police officer. He's always like, "I hear it all the time. Someone's, oh man, there's a sweet Bronco driving." So, I'm known.
Well, when they see my green Bronco, I'm going straight to jail.
Yeah. You're 79.
Yeah. It's so ugly. It just they're just gonna put it away for life.
And you're like, it's done. All right,
So we got a little like
yeah.
motor boating. What do you got to do for that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like I like the soft suspension, and that's what it is at the back. Is the back is squatting down when you step on it. But I like the soft suspension, so I'm not really sure if I'll do anything to try to fix that. If a customer came to you and said, "Hey, drive my Bronco, tell me what I need," what would you suggest?
Sway bars
Yeah.
be the first thing I do. which are great if you're driving around town, you're on the highway, things like that. But if you're on the trail and trying to crawl and climb things, you don't want the thing to be squared off. It would tip you on the trail.
Yeah.
But off-road, you want everything square with the ground. So sway bars would be number one, for sure. I think the second thing I would do,
that is the pause of him knowing how awesome my Bronco is. That's the pause. Like, there's not much else you need to do because it's so awesome. See, you're like, it's touchy. Like, it's super easy to turn, but it gets really touchy when you're like in a spot where you're kind of like it kind of dances around just a little bit.
There's a good 3 inches of play in the steering wheel, so we'd have to chase that down. I'd do that and the brakes. So those are my three things. Sway bars, take 3 inches of this play out of the steering, and then the other thing would be absolutely the brakes.
Yeah.
And then this thing would be drive it anywhere.
Yeah.
But it rides really nice.
It does.
And, it feels like a vintage Bronco. I don't think I'd want to change a Bronco so much that you didn't feel like it was 1970.
Yeah.
You go buy a new truck if that's
right.
You want it to ride like a brand new car.
Now you'll hear the things that wasn't too loud. The roof is super loud going over speed bumps. Like, hit it a little hard.
We have one more speed bump hit.
Like, it just boom.
It's like a drum.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes when I'm driving down the freeway with my windows open, wind will catch it and it'll pop, and it's so loud it just scares you to death.
I love it.
There you go. First ride.
It drives as cool as it looks.
Yeah, thank you.
So I think if you ever want us to drive your Bronco, not highly recommended, but we'll drive it.
No insurance needed.
Yeah. Did you bring your license?
No.
Yeah. I didn't either.
So there you go. A little taste of what we're going to be doing this year. Driving Broncos. That's what we should be doing. We're the Bronco guys, right? Like, you should drive Broncos.
And we're always putting all kinds of parts on.
Yeah.
And we were just looking at some leaf springs today that were very different than normal leaf springs we look at. So we want to give you our professional opinion.
Very professional.
Daily driving Broncos, of what we think of new parts and suspension. And if you have a Bronco you want us to drive and you're willing to take a major risk,
you can trust us.
Yeah. We'll use all your gas.
Yeah, we
we'll
will
drive it everywhere.
Yeah. And your tires, the rubber on your tires. I'm going to drive your Bronco next.
Yeah.
Deal?
All right. Fair enough. I'll let you drive mine.
Deal. All right. Well, kicking this off, let's start with our winter and spring events. We do this all the time. We talk about all the events through the year. So let's start with the winter and spring events for 2024. So starting the year off, February 29th to March 2nd is the United by Bronco event 2024 in Sand Hollow, Hurricane, Utah, Sand Hollow State Park. All right. So this event, to me, is one of the best wheeling events that happen in the country. Like, Sand Hollow is an incredible place. You got dunes. You've got some epic just rock formations that you can climb. It's kind of like Moab, but in Sand Hollow, and more confined. Moab, it stretches miles, but Sand Hollow is in a small area, but you've got so many really cool obstacles, and it's a great event for people who are just getting going and people who are know what they're doing, because they go on all kinds of trails, and really it's for any level, including early Bronco and new Bronco. It's not just for the early Bronco guys. This is a great new Bronco event. One of the clubs in Vegas, which is 5 hours away, they bring their whole club out, and they all go. And so like huge Vegas crew, I think it's the Sin City Bronco Club, and they all come out. And it's an awesome event. So many trails. Jesse and Mariah do an amazing job putting on the event. So definitely, if you're on the West Coast or if you've ever wanted to wheel in Sand Hollow, this is the event to go to.
And if you don't know who Jesse and Mariah are, they're with
Hellabad Broncos. Yep, they own Hellabad Broncos in Texas, somewhere in Texas, Austin. And they put the event on, and they both are experienced wheelers. So yeah.
Well, so that's the first event in February. Then we have 2 in March. First event I have, which is March 6th through the 10th in Arizona Classic Broncos Stampede, Rock Springs ORV Park in Black Canyon City, Arizona. So this is an annual four-wheel drive off-road event held just north of Phoenix. So it's about in the middle of the state. And it's put on by the Arizona 66 to 77 Classic Bronco Club. It does look super fun, like Wild West wheeling.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll have to say if an event is early Bronco, inclusive, exclusive.
Yeah.
So we'll try and remember to do that as we go through these.
Yeah, I think that is the club that Todd Zerker is a part of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think he puts the event on, but I think he's a part of that club. Yeah, moving right through March. This one, actually, there wasn't a date on the website, but it's happened in years past. It's the Lone Star Early Bronco Club Spring Roundup at Catempsy Rocks, also known as K2 in Mason, Texas. This one's put on by the Lone Star Early Bronco Club. I know they did it last year. I'm not exactly sure if they're going to do it again this year because it wasn't on the website, but this is a great event. Catempsy is a beautiful park, and it's kind of like the what would I say? Again, like Moab, but more confined space and in Texas, so it's like you kind of got your Moabs all over the place. Moab is one of the best off-roading places in the country.
Catempsy Rocks, that's the one that has all the great trail names, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Like Smoking Butthole is one of them.
From that, you go right into the swimming hole.
Yep, swimming hole. And Trainwreck, Little Debbie, Hannibal Lecter, Kiss My Grits. It's a great park. And definitely, if you're in the Texas area, you should be a part of the Lone Star Early Bronco Club, and this should be an event that you're going to. I think this one is Early Bronco only, because I think their club is Early Bronco only there. So
that's a big club too.
Yeah.
Matt used to be a member of that.
Yeah.
Our president, Matt Mooney, of our club in Tennessee.
Yep. It's just the reason he started our club was because he moved out here and he was like,
no club.
Why isn't there a club out here?
And now we have like 4,000 members or something.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one's the big one. So April 17th to the 20th, it is the Bronco Super Celebration in Tennessee. It's the big Bronco event. And last year, 1,200 Broncos, amazing. Up
Crazy.
from like, I think 800.
Yeah.
So there's just so many Broncos. What I like about it is the setting. It's like not in like Pigeon Forge or a real touristy area that's super busy. It's in the mountains away from that. And it's like a 4-lane highway with a nice, like a 50s highway with a grass median. Then off to the side, there's huge field with this horse fence. And they could probably squeeze 2,000 Broncos in there.
Right. And they actually just built a pavilion in the middle of the field with like 16 bathrooms, put in a bunch of, the city is taking the money that we're, donating for the event and like putting it into that center. So they're making it, just really nice, but taking up some of the field space, but I think it's going to still be super cool. And it's going to be, such a fun event. Now, we were talking with Tom earlier, and this information I think is just about to come out. So Tom is the guy who puts on the event. He runs Bronco Driver. He is actually doing a just early Bronco event the weekend before. So if you wanted to come early, like you could come on Friday before the event starts on Wednesday, you could come Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or 13th and 14th. Saturday and Sunday. There's a kind of throwback event for just the early Bronco guys. So no vendors. It's not going to be like, it's not a vendor thing. It's just kind of, hey, let's hang out in a field like we used to, and just kind of hang out. So there'll be, stuff, bonfires and, just stuff like that. And it's actually going to be at the original field at the Tally Ho Inn, which is just a little ways away. So a cool little thing. The Tally Ho field isn't nearly big enough for all the Broncos. So that's where it's going to be.
You just need to take the whole week off.
You really do. I mean, show up on Saturday, hang out until Sunday, the following Sunday.
The cool thing about the big event, the one that they've always held, is there's an enormous vendor display.
Yeah.
Like all the builders are there. Maybe not all the top builders, but all the manufacturers there. Dennis Carpenter has a huge display. Tom's Off-Road has a huge display.
Yep.
Kinser has a huge display, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all the Bronco suppliers are there that make early Bronco parts, and now some of the newer Bronco guys are coming. I know Mountain Metal was there. And Bill Stein was there. It was really awesome. Super excited about going, but we do a podcast there.
Right.
Live.
Yeah.
Is it live?
Yeah, we'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Well, it'll be live.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's going to be, that's the first event that we will be at, and it'll be a lot of fun. Very cool event. If you have never been to the Bronco Super Celebration, come. It's for all Broncos, April 17th through the 20th. And definitely that should be on your bucket list. If you have a Bronco, want a Bronco, have owned a Bronco in the past, all of the above.
Well, I'm gonna drag my gnarly 69 with my even gnarlier 79 full-size Broncos. So
yes.
You might see me on the side of the road with my tools out.
Yep.
But I'm going to get there. It's going to be a pretty horrific-looking rig.
Moving right along, April 30th to May 4th, we have the Bronco Safari. Now, unfortunately, the Bronco Safari will not be in Moab this year. Very sad, but their permits did not go through, and so they are not allowed to. Moab, because it's controlled by BLM, you kind of have to get permits and stuff like that to have your event. I would assume that Bronco Safari is not the only one that is not going there this year. But so April 30th to May 4th. The dates may change because they're still working on their location. But once they release that information, then we'll know more. But that is a great event. Usually a lot of fun, and cool people come out to that.
This next event is now we're into May 2nd to the 4th. Mid-South Bronco Stampede in Heber Springs, Arkansas. They have a bunch of different things going on. One is a 90-mile cruise, that would be a lot of fun. I don't know how long that takes, but probably like 2.5 hours.
2.5.
Yeah, something like that. And then they have live music, raffle prizes provided by vendors and all sorts of people, food. And here's the thing that's really cool. They have like a swap meet. You're more than welcome to bring anything to sell or trade, or you can buy any parts or Bronco related stuff. I love those events. I used to go to Hershey, Pennsylvania, which was this huge swap meet for vintage cars. So the swap meet, you almost couldn't even get through it in 3 days. And I love the idea of that.
Well, speaking of swap meets, our next one on the list, May 6th, is the annual Ford Bronco and Pickup Spring Swap Meet. This is at the Community Fairgrounds in Hudsonville, Michigan. $8 for admission, free parking for spectators. This is just you can buy a spot to sell some parts, so it's a good little spot to do some swap meets, or just go and peruse all the things that other people have. This is a big one. They've been doing this for a lot of years, so it's actually, you get a lot of trucks and a lot of cool trucks up in the north that come to this event. So if you are in the northern region, this is a good one to go to for sure. Just easy one day, 9 a.m. kind of start time, rain or shine, and you can go. Their website is broncoswapmeet.com.
Oh, perfect.
I know, right? That's a good one.
I have so many parts here I could take.
Dude, yeah, seriously.
You build these new trucks and they're like, well, I can't use that. It's got, it's pitted,
Yeah.
and
But someone wants it.
yeah, especially if you don't have a mirror, or door handle on the other side. I save all that stuff. The next one is May 17th to the 18th. It's the 10th annual May It Forward, put on by the PACC Social Club in Gardner, Massachusetts. It's a charity show for veterans hosted by the Bronco Owners Northeast States, which the acronym is BONES. So I'll say it again, Bronco Owners Northeast States, BONES. The event is free to all attendees, although donations are requested for our targeted charity. The Travis Mills Foundation, travismills.org, 100% of the proceeds go to the organization due to the fact that everything is donated. As in the past, the 2 years, 2-day gathering starts Friday night with a street cruise through north central Massachusetts before a group dinner meeting at a local brew yard.
Man, if you're in the north, I mean, you've got a couple good, got good swap meet, and then right after that, you got the Bones event, Bronco Owner Northeast States. It's pretty cool. Well, after that, we go to the Wild Horses Roundup, which they don't have the dates up on their website yet, but usually it's sometime in April, May. So hopefully they're doing it again. Lodi, California. First day is the Bronco Truck Show at Wild Horses. And then there's a poker run and trail rides held at the Prairie City SRVA Off-Road Park right there. So pretty cool Wild Horses event. So that's it. Those are the events for the winter and spring.
Yeah, and what we really want to inspire you to do is get out there with your Bronco. Doesn't matter what generation it is, show up. They might not let you park with all the early Broncos, but you can definitely go to the show. Yep. Most shows are pretty inclusive, but at the same time, it's like, and if you don't have your Bronco running, go to the event and see what everybody else is working on. You'll be surprised. Most trucks probably aren't as nice as yours at these events.
Get some inspiration, get some ideas. Like, that's my favorite thing at the Super Celebration is it's like, okay, what looks cool? Like, what can I do? What are other people doing? Like, getting that inspiration and, like, especially all the second, third, fourth, fifth gen, those guys are like, all those Broncos are becoming so popular, becoming, just more and more popular. Like, bring them to the event, even if they're not nice, even if they're not restored, even if they're your daily driver, it's just fun to see them at these events. So yeah, I agree.
So you're saying crash the party?
Crash the party.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People aren't going to invite me back when they see my trucks, but at least you'll get to see them before they become something different.
There
so
you go.
I think that's half the fun. People
go.
that drive their trucks to these events across 4 and 5 states, and they all have toolboxes in the back.
Yep.
But I mean, that's half the fun is the stories, and people sleep in their trucks because they're Broncos. You can.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this year I get to see one of those early Broncos with the camper on the back. I've yet to see one in person.
Yeah, that would be super cool.
Okay, so we're on to summer. Let's look at some summer events now. First one on our list is June 7th to the 8th, and it's the Southwest Virginia Bronco Fest. It's at the Apex Center in Wytheville, Virginia. This looks like a kick your feet back up on the Port Trail and have a good time in the beautiful hills of Southwest Virginia. They cater to all Bronco generations and have a swap meet, 4 bands, and a super cool T-shirt design. Every year their T-shirts are gorgeous. I've seen you wear at least one.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and you can see these T-shirt designs online. They either have like an early Bronco or a Gen 6 Bronco version. They do a really good job with those.
Moving right along, May 30th to June 2nd is the Carlisle Ford Nationals in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Now, the reason, this is a Ford event, but the Mid-Atlantic Early Bronco Club partners with the Carlisle Ford Nationals and kind of does an event along with the Ford Nationals, which I think is just super cool. Ford Nationals, it's one of the largest all Ford events, if not the largest event. So if you like Fords, it's an amazing event to go to. But then also working with the Mid-Atlantic Early Bronco Club, doing some Bronco stuff together. Some I forget what all they do together, but it's a pretty cool like kind of partnership. Like you get the Carlisle National event, which is super cool, and then you get to hang out with your Ford or your Bronco buddies at the same time. So, win-win, both sides. So, definitely check that one out. And all these events, we're putting links in the description below where you can see these events, where you can click on the links and go to them and sign up.
So in June 12th to the 15th, we have our second Super Celebration event, which this one is in Wisconsin, Super Celebration Wisconsin. It's at the Wisconsin Dells. And it's a new event. I guess it's 2 years old now, and this will be the third year. And it's one of the 4 events that Tom Broberger puts on.
Yep.
And he also puts on Bronco Driver Magazine, so gets all kinds of great support for these events. What I like about the Super Celebration events is that it's open to all generations.
Yeah.
And they've just been growing like crazy. Every event they have grows by 25, 50 probably not 50%, but probably 25% per year. So if you're anywhere in the Northwest, this is an event to get to.
Yep.
So Wisconsin Dells, it's actually being held at the Chula Vista Resort in central Wisconsin. So that's about between Chicago and Minneapolis.
Oh, okay. Yeah. June 19th through the 22nd is the East Coast Bronco Roundup, ECBR. There's a Pennsylvania event put on by the MEB, or the Mid-Atlantic Early Bronco Club. It's a wheeling event in Pennsylvania. They go to Roush Creek and AOAA, which are a couple off-road parks right there in Pennsylvania. Pretty cool event for sure. A lot of, that's a good one to go to. If you haven't taken your Bronco wheeling yet, you look at this list and find one of these events that you could go wheeling at. If you're in the Pennsylvania area, like the northern region, that's a great one to go to. If you're out on the West Coast, I'd definitely hit up United by Bronco. If you're down in Texas, then Lone Star, the one in Katemsi Rocks. But yeah, this is a good one for the Mid-Atlantic Club region.
Well, that takes us through June, and I think it's really important. If you just go to the links that we provide, you'll see what the agenda is for the event. You'll see pictures of Gen 6 Broncos and full-size Broncos if it's completely open. But you can pick these events if you just want to wheel.
Yeah.
You don't need to join the club or anything like that. You can just show up and have a good time, or you can show up and just show your Bronco. If you don't want to get any pinstripes in the woods.
Yeah. Totally.
If you got a real pretty Bronco. And there are
that
all
is not
kinds.
me.
That's not yours.
No.
I don't know that I've really scraped my new Bronco up yet. So I'm getting ready to dig the old iron out.
Yeah.
Do some real wheeling. So I know I'm gonna hit at least 2 events this spring, and then a bunch. Our club will put rides on. So another great thing is if you go to the events, you get to meet people. John, you've met all kinds of people at Supercell and Townsend, because in Tennessee you've been going for how many years?
I think 10 years or 12 years. I think somewhere around there. I think I started in 2013. Going, but yeah, I think I might have taken a year off there, but so about 10 years.
We didn't say this, but a really cool thing about Supercell is you can place orders with Tom's Off-Road.
Yeah.
And they will send it there free freight. They send 2 truckloads.
Yeah.
And I believe some of the other companies do too. I think Dennis Carpenter does that also.
Oh,
and
wow.
You can order your stuff and it'll be there and you just load it up and take it with you.
Yeah.
You can even install it while you're there.
Yeah, you can.
So now we move on to the second half of the year. So we're going to start here in July. The first event for July is July 19th to the 21st, and it's Tom's Off-Road's Rock and Roll event in Medford, Oregon. Have you ever been there, John?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I have. That's a great one. Great one for sure. Donnie and I will be there again this year. We went last year. It was a lot of fun. I was born just outside of Medford, so that's not where I call home, but that's where I was born.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really fun. It's like going home for John. That's why I was teasing him. But this event's awesome. They have a live band. They have a couple hundred trucks. It's a really good event, and there are all kinds. And we always talk about this, but the trucks look different.
Yeah.
They are Northwest style Broncos.
Totally different.
They wheel their trucks.
Yeah.
Even the pretty ones, but it's not like going to maybe Carlisle where you find an original 66 Bronco Roadster. These are lifted trucks, and they're serious. And the cool thing is they have a couple rides, and we split up. John went on one, and I went on the other one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I went on the Crater Lake Cruise, which was just a drive, and you went on the actual like off-road trail, which I think talking to them, they are going to do even more this year. Going to have it at a different location, and be able to do a lot more. And yeah, I think it's going to be good. It's hot at this event. Like there aren't many events in the summer because the summer is hot and Broncos get hot. But this is one in the middle of the summer and it gets hot there, but it's beautiful. And it's like, I love going to the Tom's event.
Yeah. We did the McGrew Trail.
Yeah.
And it was so cool. I got to ride in, I was hopping around. I was a floozy. I rode in like 10 different Broncos, and I got to ride in ones that have new coilover suspensions in the back, and they ride like you're on pillows.
Yeah.
And I got to ride in some monster trucks practically, and a whole bunch of Gen 6 trucks, and we were rock climbing on them. I mean, we were doing, we weren't bypassing the hard obstacles. It was really neat. And the McGrew Trails, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, so I mean, beautiful. You're climbing the top of the mountains. So yeah, I can't wait to go back.
Yeah. Next up is the Bronco Takeover. This is another one where we don't know the dates, but this one's usually in Mears, Michigan, Golden Sands Golf Course. Not sure if this is happening or not, but when you're not in January, I'm sure you'll know. So if you're watching this later, then I'm sure you'll know whether or not this event is happening. But Bronco Takeover, it's the Dunes event for the northern region.
I said I was going to go to that last year.
You did.
And I didn't make it.
Yeah.
I am absolutely going to hit this one this year.
There you go.
Being on the dunes, and then again, the Dunes Broncos are very different than any other kind of Broncos. So they have paddle tires on the back and giant flags, and they have a big time. I just can't wait to do that. So I don't even have to have anything to drive. I actually got an invitation, so I'm going to take this guy up and go jump some dunes.
Nice. Well, the other dune event is August 14th through the 17th, and it's the Northwest Bronco Roundup. So this one is in Florence, Oregon. So all you Pacific Northwest folks, come out to this one. Cruises, dune riding, hundreds of Broncos. This is a big event. They've been doing this. You actually have a poster of it right up there. The Northwest Bronco Roundup from 2021. And I mean, how many Broncos are there? 200?
Yeah, it was almost 200.
Yeah. So it's a cool event for sure. Like it's not a small event by any means. Northwest Bronco Roundup used to be called Son of a Beach, and they changed it.
The next event is one that I got to go to. It's August 16th through the 17th, and it's the Great Smoky Mountain Bronco Stampede. This is a new event. Its first year was last year. It's in Pigeon Forge at the LeConte Center, which is their big convention center. And Justin puts this event on, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, there's hotels everywhere. There's Ripley's Museum. There's rides. It's kind of like Disney World in the mountains. I probably can't say that. but it's really cool. And Justin that put this event on has the very following weekend, the Jeep event. And just to get you an idea of what a great event planner this guy is, do you know how many Jeeps they had at their Jeep event last year?
How many?
50,000. I know it sounds like an insane number. So this guy, if anybody can plan an event for Broncos,
Wow.
and so this last year was his first year. Our club went, we represented, and there were already a couple hundred Broncos first year. So
It's going to be a big event.
yeah, so this event will grow and grow and grow, and there's no lack of finding something to do, and everybody's cool with the Broncos cruising around. So it's kind of like a Bronco cruise.
Yeah.
And the convention center is nice. So if you want air conditioning, it was really nice last year.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, speaking of a Bronco cruise, August 17th is the Woodward Dream Cruise. And this is down Woodward Avenue in Michigan.
Yeah, Detroit.
And this is pretty cool. I mean, it's has kind of just all kinds of Fords and stuff like that, but not just Broncos. But there's a huge Bronco community that comes out and shows up, and it's a 16-mile loop. The cruise is. So, I mean, it's this part of Woodward Avenue that it's been going on since 1995.
Wow.
And Bronco Nation's a huge part of having the Broncos out there for the Woodward cruise, and they do stuff. I mean, there's stuff going on, and it's a really cool event. August 17th, and then moving through into September 4th through the 7th, we go to our third Super Celebration event. Super Celebration West, or Super Cel Colorado, in Buena Vista, Colorado. Man, this is a beautiful spot. This is a great event. If you are on the West Coast, this is a great event to go to. It's not like Super Cel Tennessee, where people just kind of hang out and go on some cruises. Like, people are out on the trails, 90% of this event. And it just some of the most iconic scenery, taking your Bronco through Colorado and all that. So this is an awesome event to go to. Definitely is a bucket list event. And, I love it. We need to go to this event.
Yeah, I know.
I need to take my Bronco, full on, just drive it out there.
All the way. We could trailer it part way.
Yeah, maybe we should do that.
It was so I know Denver is 16 hours.
Oh.
So, and I think this event's maybe a couple more hours away.
Yeah, I think it's 3 hours from Denver.
Okay.
So
yeah.
And
it is beautiful out there. I looked at all the pictures last year, and we were talking to people from Tom's because they were actually working at the event. And they set up a tent and everything, and they're like, everybody went for a drive, and then everybody comes back, and people come in from town, and they said it was an awesome event.
It is. Good event for sure. Yeah, that's a fun one.
Next event we have is in Oklahoma. So we don't have the dates for this one yet, but it's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It will be at the Hot Springs Off-Road Park. So what you'll need to do is just go online to oklahomaclassicbroncos.net, and you can see the information for that event.
Yeah, it's a great event. Another wheeling event. All right, so moving into the fall events, we're getting in towards the end of the year. There aren't a ton of events left, but make a plan. Make a plan to go to some of these events. We've talked about some of them that we're going to. Put it on your calendar and go to it. And if you're not a part of a Bronco club, get to be a part of Bronco clubs around you, because, not only, like Donnie was saying earlier, not only are they going to these events, but they're doing meetups. Our Bronco club meets once a month, and we all get together. Usually there's only 20 Broncos, so it's not intimidating at all. There's not, a ton of people. But it's just super fun to meet other Bronco owners, to talk to other Bronco owners, find, like you have that commonality and you have, oh, what'd you do? Oh, cool. And you can just hang out and talk for a little bit. And, but then it makes going to the event a little bit better because you already know some of the people from your club. And so, yeah, that's my plug to get involved with Bronco clubs as well.
And if you don't have a club in your area, start one.
Yeah, seriously.
Just start it on Facebook. You'd be surprised. Our club makes stickers and little like calling cards.
Yeah.
And I hit every Bronco I see. I'm sure some of people have gotten several from me, but yeah, we're growing our club, growing at a rapid rate, and we really enjoy our club members. They help us do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So if you get stuck on a problem, you'd be surprised. They probably have the part that you're missing, or the bolt, or can tell you how to do it.
Yep.
And all the new Bronco owners are installing new stuff to tell you how to install that stuff.
Well, moving through the fall events, we've got the Holly Ford Fest. This is one Donnie and I will both be attending again this year. And man, we had a great time last year. We jumped both of our Broncos. We dynoed my Bronco. It was just epic. It was
did the off-road course.
We did the off-road course, man. We tent camped, and I'm doing that again because that was a blast. But it was literally just Donnie and I camping in a field.
Yeah.
No one else. I mean, there are vehicles, but no one else was camping.
Stayed that night.
Yeah,
but we're hoping more people will come.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we still had a good turnout. I think we sort of just went out there the first year to Ford Fest, and Holly said, okay, let's do a Bronco event then. And the first year we had 15 trucks, and last year we had maybe 30 trucks. And I wouldn't be surprised if we have 60 trucks this year, and maybe 2 more campers.
Yep.
People camping with us.
Yeah.
Telling stories, lies mostly.
Lies. Okay, so this is what I want to have happen. So when we went there last year, the Raptor Club did a timed competition. They started on
2 trucks.
2 trucks at a time at different ends of the course, and went around the course, and first one across the finish line won, across their finish line from where they started. I want to do that with the Bronco Club. So if you want to race Donnie or I, then you need to come out and you need to show up. So put this on your calendar, September 26th through the 29th. I want to say for a 3-day pass, because it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. For a 3-day pass, it was like $150 or something around there, which isn't terrible for an event. And man, they've got so much other stuff. It's not just a Bronco event. They have the drag strip, and they have the drift course, and they have,
a swap meet and a car show.
Oh, there's so much going on. And the dyno. Yeah.
With you and Matt put your trucks on the dyno.
Which
that was
just
awesome.
Even that would, if you paid for that, it would be
over $100.
Yeah.
It'd be $200. Well, and you can get a 1-day pass, but if you want to display your truck and do all the things, you just get the package, the 3-day package.
And sleep in the back of your Bronco and camp with us.
Hang out with Jon and I.
That's right. We'll be there. Ford Fest. That's going to be a good one.
We do have a couple more events to talk about that don't have dates yet. But again, you can go to the website and get the dates. This one is...
By the time people watch this, they might have dates. But
that's right. Well, we didn't have dates last year for everything, especially further into the fall. This one is the Wild Horses Swap Meet, and it's in Lodi, California. And it happened last year and it happened the year before. They just come out with the dates later, but just go to wildhorses4x4.com and event/swap meet or something like that. And you can find the dates there.
Yep. Another one we don't have dates for is the Bones Fall Cruise, Bronco Owners Northeast States. This one's happening in Massachusetts. It says, hang out with some diehard Bronco New Englanders. I think there's a dinner Friday and then a cruise on Saturday. So hopefully that one happens. Usually they post about their events in the Classic Broncos forums, classicbroncos.com.
Do they call them Brancos?
Brancos. Yeah. I can't do a North accent. It's pretty terrible. But Bones Fall Cruise sometime in October, hopefully 2024.
We have one more big event that we wanted to talk about, and that is the Super Celebration Nevada. It's October 9th through the 12th, and this is the fourth of the 4 events. So if you're feeling really chipper, maybe someone can hit all 4 events.
Oh, that would be awesome. I wonder if anyone has done that. Let us know. Are you hitting all 4 Super Celebrations? That'd be pretty amazing.
If you have, we want you on the podcast.
Tom probably is.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Broberg, the one
right.
putting it on.
With their tractor trailer.
Yeah.
So Super Celebration Nevada, again, great drives. They go through gold mining towns, ghost towns, Lake Tahoe, and more, which Lake Tahoe is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So this is a vacation trip. Like, you can check off a bunch of stuff here, but this sounds like an amazing one to go to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that one, it is beautiful. And Nevada, this area is super, super nice. It's not like the dry, dusty Nevada. It's nice part of Nevada. So 2 last events. First one is Duffs Dinners and Drives. This is a great event for if you need a supercell, you need to get with your supercell friends halfway through the year. You're missing them from April. It's a Tennessee event. They're in Knoxville, Tennessee, James Duff. And they have an open house and they hang out. They do some cruises, some drives. Pretty cool event. We don't have the dates for that one yet because it just happened like a month ago. So, or a couple months ago. So they haven't posted the dates for that one event yet. So definitely check back on that one. And then our buddy, Mr. Anthony Parigi, has his event. That is a Christmas event post-Thanksgiving. It's like the weekend after Thanksgiving. And he does a giveaway. He does awards. He does, like whole 9 yards. They go get a Christmas tree or Christmas trees together. Like,
if you know Anthony, he goes all out.
He goes all out. So great event in Elkin, North Carolina. Definitely check the links in the description below for these events and put them on your calendar.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, now that we've got all these events out and we've released them like 3 segments too, so we'll re-air these later, so they'll be more relative to your time frame. But when is King of the Hammers?
King of the Hammers is in February, end of January, beginning of February.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to go Ford's going to win 1, 2, 3, 4 again.
Yep.
And put Jeep 6 or wherever they were.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another great event, but not a Bronco event, but just a cool off-road event to go to for sure out in California.
It is when you win 1st through 4th. It's a Bronco event.
That is a Bronco event for sure. Yep. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on our new YouTube channel, definitely go check the YouTube channel out and hit up some of these events. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good year.